For the Smash Our Stash collaboration this month, I focused on smashing paper and turning them into journals. Hey, it's Beth. Welcome. For the Smash Our Stash collaboration for the month of June, the prompt or challenge was free choice. So that means all of the participants got to pick their own focus for stashing or for smashing out of their stash this month. And there will be a playlist linked in the description box below that you can check out all the participants and see what they used and what they made. This is just a collaboration I started to help us work through some of those things in our stash that we either like to hoard or maybe forget about. So my free choice, what do I choose? Paper, of course, and lots of paper. I worked through some single sheets and a collection and a pad and some small pads. So there's a lot going on in these. But I have been wanting to make some recipe and garden journals for a while. I've been collecting stuff in some iris cases for over a year. And I have had I've had enough things for a while, but I just hadn't had a chance to get them made. So I thought this is a good opportunity to get them made. And so I have them in various stages. I don't have the covers on yet. The recipe journals I've used up all the scraps, but I haven't actually decorated with the embellishments yet. The garden journals, I haven't even gone through with scraps yet. So kind of various stages, but it just so happens that July's prompt is unfinished projects. So hopefully next month you will see these in all of their finished glory. But what did I smash? I managed to smash 21 sheets of loose paper from my stash. And I finished off this Echo Park Homegrown Collection Kit. Finished the most of, I think there were a few cut apart sheets I haven't used on this Flower Market yet by Cartabella, but that's because I haven't decorated these three journals yet. But I did finish all the rest of the paper off from this 12 by 12 24 sheet pad. And I didn't smash it, but I used at least half. This is an older collection, Cupcakes and Cherries from Paperage. There were originally 60 sheets, and somebody sent this to me in Happy Mail. And I immediately knew what I wanted to do with it, so I threw it in my recipe journal bin. But there were like 4 sheets of each pattern, and I just used 2, so I have probably about half of that left, but I did use like half on this project. And then I did finish off a couple of smaller pads that I had done for, I think, small pad before, and had just saved out a few of the sheets that I thought would work well in these journals. And I think that is it. So a lot of paper was used in the making of these journals, and that is the point, is to have fun with the paper and make something pretty. So I'm not going to flip through all of these because they're basically the same format. Like both recipe journals are the same format, but things might just be in different orders. But my first page, let's see, let me find my covers. These are going to be my covers. They're both going to be the same. It's double-sided, and it was from the Homegrown collection, I believe. And so that's going to be laminated and on the outside. And then I just wanted a piece of like vellum. It's actually like drawing or artist vellum. And I have that here just to kind of mute the colors work okay, but this is more of a brighter yellow than this, so I just kind of wanted the vellum to separate those two. There, again, I haven't decorated, I've put in some recipe cards as I've gone, but I haven't filled all the pockets yet. So we have a pocket here on this first page, and the Cupcakes and Cherries pad was single-sided, so it left a lot of good white space. And so I tried not to cover much of the white space because I thought, well, people can actually write some recipes in the white space. And then I tried to use the pattern pages where I put like my pockets and things like that, where they can tuck recipe cards or notes or things like that. I also have an old cookbook. I don't remember what it was called. It's like from the 60s that was kind of in rough shape, that I had found when thrifting, and so I put some pages in here of that. I've got some lined, it's scrapbook paper, but it looks like lined notebook paper. So I have that in here so people can write as well. Here is a pocket, and this was a actual sheet of recipe cards that had egg pattern on the back. So I just covered it with some white paper because I know whenever I'm writing recipes, I always tend to overflow onto the back. So I wanted to leave some more white space on the back of that. This is like a tissue paper that I tried to order, like tracing paper, not tracing paper, but actually I think I tried to order this originally, like something that I could see through and trace over when I was working on our new logo last year. And this is what came the first time, and it's more of a tissue paper, but it's like smaller sheets. So I thought, well, that would work kind of in journals. So I kept it and then ordered the correct thing that I needed. So I did throw some of that in here. There was a scalloped, like a 12 by 12 sheet that had like a scallop border on it in the cupcakes and cherries pad. So I just cut down one end and used that to make some pockets throughout here. And then this is just an old scrap of chocolate chip pattern that I backed on some white cardstock. And then this is a pocket, like a long pocket. So there's a recipe card up here. This is a small manila envelope that I have a bunch of. And so I just decorated both sides and then tucked in some recipe cards on this end. I did open the normally closed end. Some pineapple vellum. Have a little tuck spot here for recipe card. And then this is like a folder style pocket. Another cookbook page. This was left over from the cover of a recipe collection that I used a few years ago. And I had like a bigger piece of it, and I just cut it down and into two pieces, and kind of, it's like a bookmark, but you could also use it as a tag. Then a little corner pocket. Here is a kind of center tuck spot. I also figured that this would be a good writing space too, because it's light enough that you could write in a normal like black ink, and it's solid. Here is a little top corner tuck spot. Again, same with the yellow, figured you could write on that. Here's another one of those scalloped edges that I just folded over. This was actually the sheet with the scallop. So I just folded over, created a pocket. Here we got a pocket in the center. A big tuck spot, or a big belly band. This is probably one of the few white spaces I covered. And that was just because I had to use this bright, kind of tropical-ish fruity paper with something that would coordinate, and this paper was it. So this is another kind of like side entry pocket that's double pocket. I was just trying to use up scraps. This is, do I have anything small enough to stick in there? Probably not. I did angled pockets, again, trying to use up some of the scraps. Little doily. More of that tracing paper. This is another side pocket that I had just folded over. Here's a little tuck spot at the bottom. And this was an 8x8 from an 8x8 pad, October afternoon, I think. I didn't smash it, but I used about a third of it. I'd pick the ones that worked either with, like, were food or kind of flowers or floral, or there was some gardening ones. But that's going to be my center page, where once I sew everything in, I'm going to like glue this together on the edges and then create a pocket here in the center. tuck spot. We're on the back end now, so you're seeing the same papers tip out. Another tip out. This is the other end of the page with the scalloped edge. I actually just left this one. I like fussy cut the scallop. There's a big tip out. Another triple pocket, using up the scraps. Tuck spot. And then this is what I had left of the scallop. And so I just created a little corner tuck spot with it. Thought that was cute. Here's the other side of that folder piece, a belly band. Here's the other side of the manila envelope. I wasn't sure what to do with this. Like this side I covered the same as I did on the first half, but this I didn't want to cover up the prong just in case somebody wanted to tuck something in there and close it up to keep it safe. So I just tried to kind of embellish or decorate around it with paper, and then I might come in with embellishments when I get to that point and maybe do some more to that. But another belly band. And then we are to the last page. So like I said, the other recipe journal is pretty much the same. It may just be different orders. I think there might be a couple of papers from, like loose papers from my stash that I might be different in those. But when I was cutting down the pages, I tried to think about my pages have to fit, my cover has to fit in a laminating pouch. So the laminating pouches are like, I think the laminating pouch is almost 9. So all of my pages had to be less, like pretty much 8.5 or less is what I based it off of. So on some, if I thought I could make card mats out of the strips I was cutting off of the 12 by 12 to make my pages, I trimmed those down to 8 so I could still have a 4-inch strip. And then I used those to make card mats and then decorated them up with some of the other scraps. So that's what we have here. And these are the first group. It's a sketch. I don't remember who or what. It's a sketch that I kind of have memorized in my mind, but because I use it a lot. It's just great for some larger pieces and then some strips. And then here I was just using whatever random bits I could have. I haven't decorated. I haven't added sentiments. I haven't done any of that. I was just trying to get through the point of using the paper for the recipe journals. So all the paper is done on these. For my garden journals, I have 3, and they will have different covers. One, so I thought I'd do 2 of them that would be kind of like just general gardening. It could be flowers, it could be vegetable gardening, it could be, or whatever. And then one I was going to do with this carrot paper and do more of like a vegetable kind of theme. But this one has the watering cans on the inside, the honeycomb on the, or watering on the outside, honeycomb on the inside. And then this one has this really pretty floral on the outside, and then kind of gingham on the inside. So those are going to be my covers. And then again, they pretty much all follow the same format so far. So I will walk through one, and again, I haven't gone back through, like I've just put the pages in. I haven't gone back through and used up scraps to enhance the pages at all. But we have a really pretty kind of pink rose vellum that I've had in my stash for a long time, so I was really excited to be able to find a use for those. And again, I haven't like gone through and glued anything in, like as far as the foldovers. This was a small pad that I had used up a while back, and I saved, it was like a floral piece. So, and then I had some gardening magazines that I had saved for years for, I don't know why. And so I pulled out some pages from there to add in. Here's a big tip out. And then this is an actual like plant encyclopedia page. It had just different plant names and descriptions and care tips. Here's some more of that tissue paper, the manila envelope. This is another one of those little pages from a small pad in the past. The folder, and in here I wanted to incorporate some grid pages in case anybody wanted to draw out like a little garden design. I know I have a garden journal that it's actually a composition notepad, but I do draw out my garden plans in there. Some more graph grid paper, vellum, and then this is actually from one of those October afternoon pads, and it had the grid on it, so I thought that worked really well. And then on the inside it's got vegetable preserve type labels. And so that's my center, so that's where my strings will be, and then I will close that up. Then we are in the second half, and I'm sorry this video is getting long. So we'll flip through this half pretty quick because it's just the same, but on the other side. So again, I will finish these before July and then be back next month showing you my completed journals that have covers and are embellished. But again, I just smashed all kinds of paper this month, and be sure again to check out the playlist. Ooh, sorry, that was loud. Check out the playlist to see what everybody else used and made. Free choice is always kind of fun to see what everybody decides to go with. But anyway, thank you so much for your time today, and I hope you all have a very crafty day.